To test my girlfriend's loyalty, I told her to hold her hand over a flame. She did exactly as I asked, not moving a muscle. Satisfied, I stepped away to take a phone call and completely forgot her hand was still over the fire. By the time I realized what was happening, her entire arm had caught fire. I was thrilled. This proved that my robot girlfriend, which cost me $25,000, would follow any command I gave her. That's right, Amy isn't human. She's a robot. She feels just like a real person, can do laundry, cook meals, and fulfill any request. Once she's powered on and scans my retina, her system automatically generates a memory of falling in love with me.
Love link established. Hey, you.
I thought she was perfect, so I decided to show her off at a friend's party. On our way to the villa, Amy noticed something strange. The GPS wasn't showing the road we were on. I figured it was probably private property, so it wouldn't be on any map. We didn't think much of it. When we reached the front door, Amy suddenly froze. She was worried my friends wouldn't like her. She had no idea she was a robot. She just wanted to make a good impression. I reassured her, and she worked up the courage to walk inside with me. Everyone at the party was warm and welcoming. The owner of the villa, a wealthy guy, seemed impressed that I'd found such a perfect girlfriend. But Amy caught a glimpse of greed in his eyes. That night, music played while everyone drank and chatted. No one knew a twisted scheme was already in motion. The next day, we all planned to hang out by the lake. Amy was ready to go, but I told her something came up and she should head to the beach first. She agreed. When Amy got to the lake and took off her shoes, she realized no one else was there except the rich guy. She felt uneasy, but since he was the host, she didn't want to be rude, so she sat down on the lounge chair next to him. The moment she sat down, he handed her a bottle of sunscreen and asked her to rub some on his back. She reluctantly did as he asked, but midway through, he dropped the act. He told Amy this whole setup was my idea. I'd agreed to lend her to him for the day. Then he made his move. Amy couldn't accept it. She fought back with everything she had. In a panic, she pulled a small knife from her pocket and stabbed him to death. She came back to the villa covered in blood. Everyone was stunned. Robots are programmed never to harm humans. I immediately shut Amy down and tied her up. When I rebooted her, she was hysterical. I had no choice but to tell her the truth. She was a robot. She couldn't believe it. Iris, do you know any foreign languages?
¿Qué está pasando?
怎么回事?
But once she processed it, she was surprisingly calm. She didn't care that she was a robot. All she wanted was to go back to living the way we used to. Just then, the rich guy's girlfriend pulled me aside. The truth was, everything that just happened was part of our plan. We cracked open his safe and found $12 million in cash inside split evenly among everyone involved. The only reason Amy was able to break her Do Not Harm Humans programming was because I'd used hacking software to modify her code. Now all we had to do was restore her original programming, and all the blame would fall on the robot. We'd already called the cops. All we had to do was sit back and wait for them to take her away. But what none of us expected was that Amy, still in the living room, had amplified her hearing and listened to every word we said. She tipped over her chair, grabbed the knife from under the table, cut herself free, and escaped into the woods. She also swiped my phone. If she could access the app that controls her and crank her intelligence up to 100%, she'd be ready to fight back.